Good morning, sports fans. Welcome to the Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM, streaming live on the web at WLCNonline.com. Scott Kirby, Jake Johnston with you this morning, and we are at Jake's Furnishings.
Good day.
Good day. Coach Alexander in with us this morning. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Kind of a rough week this week. Not the outcome that we were looking for, but the ultimate goal is still, ahead of us. Let's kind of go through the mentality of the kids and the coaching staff of how this week unfolded.
Well, we went to Southeast on Tuesday night, and we had our opportunities to win that game, and things just didn't work out for us. Southeast is playing a whole lot better. It's not lost. It's not that we lost to two bad teams. Right. We lost to two really good teams and really one great team. I think Chatham-Glenwood is hitting on all cylinders right now, and we're kind of again we're concerned about the legs on our guys, and if you don't have legs, your shots don't go, and things like that. So we kind of feared this back in the middle of December and so forth, looking down the road on what could happen, and everything that we've kind of thought back then would be some trouble for us. So hopefully we'll get new life going into the state tournament. The kids have had a great regular season. All our teams, the goal is to win the conference championship, and again, that's not, we want to win it as a coaching staff, but we think that how far you advance in the state tournament is a good judge of what type of year that you've had. Right, and you face a good Glenwood team last night. Lincoln kind of just puts themselves in a hole. We come out, we miss a few shots, and Chatham, I guess kudos to them. They came out, and that Hunt kid hit some big three-pointers, and he probably shot the game of his life. That, I don't know. Did you see that coming? I know you scout him. Is he a shooter? He's a shooter. He's their best perimeter shooter. Cole Harper, a great player. He does it all. I mean, probably his weakest part of his game is the three-point shot. But 15 to 18 feet, getting to the basket, rebounding, passing, setting up his teammates. But don't get me wrong, the kid can really he can shoot the three, but that's an area that as he improves the shooting of his 3 points at the next level, boy, he's going to be an outstanding collegiate player.
Now we talk a little bit about the kids, maybe a little bit tired late in the season because we don't have a real deep bench. What do you do to get them rested for Tuesday? I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do. Not a whole lot of conditioning, but how do you? And now it's you win or you go home. That should be a little extra incentive. But as a coaching staff, you've been there before. How do you go about getting these kids ready and mentally focused?
Well, one of the things we come in at 7:30 this morning, and we have bands. We stretch the legs, try to get the legs stretched out and loosened up. We have rollers, just styrofoam rollers are about 18 inches long that you just try to roll the muscles and get some, the lactic acid out of their legs and so forth, and helps them get a little bit fresher. And, again, we haven't conditioned a whole lot, and sometimes I wonder if that's the case that, we're not able to, sustain anything for a period of time. But our legs are so shot right now, and we haven't shot the ball very well for a while, and that's part of the reason is you get tired legs. And it's just not Lincoln that has tired legs. It's all the kids. You get to this point in time, you try to figure out a way to get some hop and some step in them, and give Chatham-Glenwood that for some reason they found that extra step, because I thought last night they were a step or two quicker than what we were. And I thought when we played them back in January, I thought we had the upper hand on them. So it'd be nice to be able to run into them again. I'd like to play them again. If they did, it'd be on the sectional championship. So
works for me.
We just have to take them step by step. We can't be saying, well, we want to play Chatham, because we have to play the winner of the Mount Zion Paris. That's our focus right now. And Mount Zion has had a good year. They've won 15, 16 games, and they beat Decatur St. Teresa, who won the regional last night by a large margin. And they're a very good basketball team, plus the fact you have to play them on their home floor. So that won't be an easy chore for us either.
Earlier in the week playing Southeast, it seems like, talk about a tale of two seasons with them. They've kind of really turned their season around. You and I had talked about that earlier in the week.
Well, they've adjusted. They've had some kids in and out, some problems, some discipline problems, and I think the world of Lawrence Taylor, or Taylor Thomas, the coach at Southeast. I think he's kind of in my ballpark, an old school type coach that there's just no nonsense. And I think he's finally got the kids to understand what they have to do. And even though they got beat last night, even though we got beat last night, those aren't bad losses if you're looking down the road in the state tournament. You're going to turn around if there's probably more than likely a Lanphier Southeast matchup Tuesday night. We had, I'd kind of like to have seen the Decatur Eisenhower, Decatur MacArthur game go the other way last night, because they got to turn around and play again on Tuesday. And if we have our choices on who we'd prefer to play, if we could pull a win off on Tuesday night, we've had more success against Decatur Eisenhower. So and Eisenhower is a very sneaky team. If you get into a certain type of game, they're very good at it.
Yeah. Someone we're not real familiar with is Paris. That game is Monday night. They're going to take on Mount Zion. We face the winner. Do you have any game tape on? I know we do Mount Zion, but what Paris? That's kind of was that kind of a southwestern?
No, it's moreover. It's I don't even know what they're doing in our regional, really.
Well, I think they used to be in the Apollo.
Well, they were in the Apollo. Last year they were a 2A school and very good. They lost a lot of seniors, but they changed and dropped to. I looked at their schedule on the seating, and they play all 2A schools. They're in a conference with 2A schools, and I would think, but we talked to the kids this morning. We've scouted Mount Zion, so we've seen them play, and we showed them tape this morning, stressing to them that the only reason we're not watching some Paris tape is because we don't have any. And we'll have to see if things come up Monday night that they would happen to upset Mount Zion, which we really would prefer to play Paris if you had to take your pick on, because it would be on a neutral floor.
Well, you just play the team in front of you, and right now it's the winner of Mount Zion and Paris. We'll play Tuesday night, 6 o'clock, out Mount Zion, the winner of that, and give the kids a day off today. I'm sure you'll have a little something tomorrow and Monday to get them ready, and hopefully, they'll bounce back and keep their heads up. And, they have the support of the community. I thought the crowd last night was fantastic. Student section, phenomenal. But
our student section, they were kind of inventive last night.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty neat over there.
We need to get them on here.
We had some kids sitting there, had a
ESPN.
desk set up, ESPN, and
well, we can't say that on the air here.
Oh, wow. Well, WCO.
But yeah, that was pretty neat.
Maybe we need to move the radio station down to the front row.
Yeah,
oh boy. be getting crashed into by a couple players, I think.
Yeah. Right in front of the student section. That'd be a good place for them.
Well, Coach, I know it's been kind of a droopy day, but there's no doubt in my mind your kids are going to bounce back. You got 4 tough seniors that, obviously they want to continue playing. Last night, probably a little emotional for them, knowing that that's the last time they're going to play at Roy S. Anderson. And to leave the game in their senior year on that type of game, there's got to be a little disappointment and a little sour taste in their mouth. So,
well, coming from a coaching standpoint, last week is not a good week for, we had Spirit Week, had a lot of things going on, and I really felt that Chatham Glenwood was really focused, and, we had Spirit Week, we had senior night, and, we had a lot of things going on, and I thought Chatham was a step quicker than we were last night, and they come in and really played well. And those kids I think are very similar type kids that we have. They're great kids from Chatham, and it was just a game that coming in with 10 schools and the type of league that we had this year, for us to be playing for the championship at the end, I thought our kids have had a great year. They won some games there. We've really been close on a few here towards the end, and it's to the point now where it's over. Let's make a new season and get with it. So we just got to keep going.
Well, it seems like our kids step up to the challenge when it comes tournament time. We win the Collinsville tournament, Lincoln tournament, and even the Central State 8. So it's tournament time now, so let's keep the wheels a rolling, and we'll be out there Mount Zion Tuesday to support you guys.
Well, hopefully we'll have our Railer Nation there, and right. Again, it was an outstanding crowd last night. I know our guys were disappointed on their performance, so I hope they don't give up on them. I think that we're still have the opportunity to advance, and again, you got to take them one at a time. Next step is Mount Zion in Paris Tuesday night.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for coming in with us this morning. Enjoy your Saturday day off. It's sunny and
cold.
It's cold. Sunny and cold. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. We come back. We're going to talk some baseball.
We can do some baseball, yeah.
Well,
make sure you get them Cardinals.
Yeah, we'll talk a little Cardinal baseball.
Yeah, whatever. All right. Stay tuned. You're in the Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM.
This is Caitlin Hasprey, a state medalist in golf, and you're listening to the Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM and online at WLCNonline.com.
Little mellow, bittersweet. It's a bittersweet morning.
Another season in the books, I guess.
Yeah, regular season over for the Railers, but now, it
is a new season, though.
It is a new season,
and that may
right.
give the kids. You don't want to put pressure on them, but I mean this might be the thing they needed.
Yeah,
maybe they need to get to that end and start a new beginning, and maybe that'll get them into gear. If anybody can do it, I mean, we got the right guy in the spot for it, I think.
Right, maybe a little eye opener, and your ultimate goal. Yeah, you want to win a conference championship, of course. That's got to be your first goal. But the ultimate goal is getting back to the state tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I think almost every team in the state would pass up a conference championship if they're in the state tournament.
Oh, absolutely. And you look back on other seasons. Did we win the conference last year? Yeah, we did. But what everybody remembers? The state tournament.
State tournament,
how well we did in regionals and sectionals. You could be a team 10-20 and go in and make some noise during the state tournament.
Yeah.
Obviously everybody makes it. And, you want to be playing your best basketball at the end of the season. Southeast, Glenwood, those teams are. Lincoln, we're just in a little bit of funk.
Yeah.
But
did we win it last year or we tie?
I don't even know. I'm assuming we won it. Conference
title.
Yeah, nobody remembers.
Yeah, I can't. No, I was for some reason I was thinking we had tied.
I'm assuming we did just because of the year we had.
Oh yeah,
but nobody remembers that.
No,
but
that's one of those great Railer teams of all time too.
Absolutely. So Coach Al, he'll get them bounced back. Coach E, Coach Greg.
Yep.
All the coaches, all the great coaching staff, and the kids. It's do or die now. Those four seniors,
which I think they like that.
Absolutely. Their backs up they're against the wall, and we'll see how they come out fighting Tuesday night.
Yeah, we've got four good seniors too. So these are good kids.
Hey Jake, they gave away the furniture prize last night.
They did.
Congratulations to Tish Pudnight.
Nice.
Tish Pudnight, she was the winner of your I don't even know what you're giving away.
It's the cheerleaders.
Cheerleaders,
but it was a leather Talia sofa or love seat, chair, and ottoman, all leather. It's nice, right. Really nice stuff.
So Tish, if you're listening, and if you don't have any room for the new furniture, I got plenty of room. I'll make some room. So,
there you go.
Yeah, congratulations to her and cheerleaders for that great.
There was actually a donation earlier in this year, which the person didn't have room for it, and I believe they donated it back to let the organization try to raffle it off or auction it off again. So I thought it was a great thing,
And I got to give some kudos to Joel Vincent too. People that aren't able to listen to the game, he's on Facebook giving updates.
He does a great job of that.
I can't. It takes me probably 5 minutes to even get half a sentence out, and he's going play by play. So
that's exactly
thanks
right.
to Joel for doing that.
His thumbs have got to be. We were talking about the kids having tired legs. Mm-hmm. He's probably got some tired thumbs going on right now.
And I know people like out of town, out of state, really appreciate that because most people in Lincoln, if you're not at the game, obviously you're listening to it on the radio or on the internet, or if you're not at home, there is a tune-in app that you can listen to it on on your phone. But for those people that can't, another way.
I tell you, last night I was at a benefit. I wanted to be at the game, couldn't make it. Had to be at this benefit. I was there, and that's exactly what I was doing. So I was following it online. So
yeah, thanks to Joel, and it's been nothing but positive. People commenting, and if you have bad things to say about Railer basketball or any Railer sport, don't bother going on there.
Yeah,
because that's not what it's for.
Well, no, this to keep community involved with the kids that are not only the Lincoln kids, the current players, but even some of the past players that moved on.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's great to see some of the parents of these kids talking about how well their kids are doing or what's going on with them in college or even beyond. It's I think it's a great website.
It is,
or a great Facebook page.
Yep, it is. And so Joel, thanks for doing that for everybody. I know a lot of people appreciate it. I've heard nothing but good things on Facebook, and hopefully you can do it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, about 6, 7 more times.
Yeah, that'd be about right.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
So, all right. Hey, sunny out, is cold, but what's right around the corner? America's pastime.
Nachos and hot dogs.
Hot dogs and ice-cold beverages. Baseball. And this time of the year, all you Cub fans, we're excited. And usually about April, May, we're not so excited. But a little different year this year.
You guys have some stuff to be excited about too. Yeah. I mean, as a Cardinal fan, I'm constantly excited. I love I've always loved baseball. It's not only the Cardinals; it's baseball in general. But a lot of people are that way about football. Very similar. With the Cubs this year, man, you got young kids that are not only the ones that have came up and you guys got to see, but you're going to get a taste, especially if you watch some spring training games, of some of the even younger kids that may. My theory about baseball is, you can pick out 1 or 2 great ones that are coming up, but there's always 1 or 2 that you had no idea they were coming.
Right.
Albert Pujols was one. Nobody really saw him coming.
Well, he was over I remember watching him play over in Peoria.
Yep. And he had just a different swing, a different sound to the crack of the bat, and he basically said it out loud, and I think the Peoria paper put it in print, that he basically said that if I can't make the major leagues in 2 years, I'm done. And in a year and a half, or less than a year and a half, he was in the major leagues. So, they didn't really see him coming, but he knew he was going to be there. And it's the same way every year. It may not be your team. It may be a guy on the Reds, or it may be a guy with the Yankees or Angels or Kansas City, Mm-hmm. There's always some kid that comes out of nowhere and is like, man, this guy's fun to watch. And, he could be, if you catch that guy, he could be your new favorite player for a long time.
Well, it's like Mike Trout out in L.A.
Mike Trout, yeah.
Who is Mike Trout? Well, everybody knows who Mike Trout is now.
And back in the day, he was actually drafted behind Randall Gritchen, who the Cardinals picked up. Mm-hmm. They predicted Gritchen as a center fielder and Trout as a corner outfielder. And, it's kind of played out. And, now look where Randall's at, and Mike Trout may be, not what MLB baseball came up with this week, in the fan voting, but Mike Trout's probably the face of baseball right now.
Yeah, and the Major League Baseball draft it's so much different than like an NFL draft or NBA draft. There's like how many rounds are there?
It's
just
a
ungodly
crazy
amount
of rounds. Yeah,
And they don't really promote it like they do the NFL, NBA, just because.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's
changing. They've been making some drastic changes to it the last couple years to make it more of an event.
Yeah.
Because you've got so many rounds, and the reason you have that is because you have basically with every team 4 levels before you get to the majors that you can put these kids in. It's very rare that you'll find a kid that's going to go maybe from high school and then in 1 to 2 years be in the pros. I mean, it almost doesn't happen. I mean, there's not too many Bryce Harpers out there. No. And so that's kind of why, because you'll draft a guy and you never know. He could get injured. He could just flake out. Some success might go to his head and think he's better than what he is. And unfortunately, in Major League Baseball, if you're not focused, you will fall off very quickly.
What do they say? Your peak time is in baseball maybe from 24 to 30.
They keep changing it. To be honest, it was, I'd say 28 to 35 or 28 to 33 was your peak
That's
years.
when you're playing your best ball.
That's when you're playing your best ball. But nowadays, I mean, these kids are so much stronger and faster now, and you do have better hand-eye coordination, I'd say, between 21 and 25, 26. So I'm going to say nowadays it's going to be, if you can get a kid there between 24 and 30 would probably be your peak years, with a lot of these players. It's just, I don't know what's changed development-wise, but the kids they're bigger and faster nowadays than they ever have been.
So what do you think the average how many years they're in baseball? We think the average is around.
It's changing. It's changing so dramatically. It really has, because it used to be guys would stick around till they're 40.
Right.
You're not seeing that so much more.
So I was kind of wondering, like, the turnover rate in baseball. Is that why some of these kids, they don't hit the majors until they're 25, 26-year-old?
Well,
because there's just no room for them, because the turnover rate in baseball is just...
It's not so much that. It's they're wanting to get enough swings under a kid's belt to see him project as a major league player, because if you throw, even Bryce Harper, they threw Bryce Harper in there, and it may have been a year early. I mean, he had a nice year, but at the same time, that translated to a really rough sophomore slump. And Haywood with the Cardinals now, he was kind of the same way. He came on all gangbusters. Well, baseball is extremely mental, more so than what a football would be or a basketball, where you're constantly going and you have a set goal. Where with baseball, there's a whole bunch of factors into being successful. It's not only getting a base hit or driving a home run or anything. It's moving the runner up. Right. It's putting the ball in play. It's situational. It's making sure you're making great defensive plays when sometimes it's a play that you shouldn't have been able to get there. Putting yourself in the right position on the field. It's very mental. And if you're messing up on the defensive side of the ball, it's amazing how bad that'll translate into your offensive game as well. And, that's the thing, with Cub fans, you want to be optimistic, because you haven't had a lot to be happy about for a few years. But you also have to be willing to remember these are kids, and this could, it can get rough in just one game, which can translate into a week to 2 weeks worth of, rough play.
Right. Any other? Well, we can talk about your Cardinals a little bit. They're down in Jupiter, Florida right now, and Wainwright having some health issues.
Avoid a little scare this week with Wainwright. Yeah. It seems like every other year. When the Carpenter was here, every other year was a rough year, and Wainwright, I was kind of thinking the same thing when they came. It was the best result came of it is what could happen with just no oblique strain. So he's off for a couple weeks. Which isn't a bad deal for the Cardinals, really, because after his year last year, I think he pitched around 240 innings, and I don't know that exact number or anything, but it was up there. I think they're wanting to lighten his workload going through spring, and then ramping him up for the season. But they're wanting to keep his workload down. Well, this is kind of a best case scenario. They really haven't even started yet. They sent him back to St. Louis. Got some treatment. He's going to take a little bit of time off, probably just, condition his legs and get them under him a little more, and then send him out there. So
they always talk about pitch count and how, they're trying to eliminate pitch count. But back in the day, it wasn't anything for a pitcher to go out there and throw 200 some pitches. Do you think they kind of focus on that too much, and then towards the end of the year, when you do, your pitch count is up there, they're tired, they got dead arm, or do you ever see maybe teams going to a 6-man rotation?
6-man rotation, that'd be great for the Players Association, because you're going to have some more higher paid pitchers. But I think it's also going to, water out some of it as well.
Well, you want your best pitchers out there every 5th day,
and that's what it is.
Did you pay the ultimate price towards the end of the year? With dead arm, tired. I think
the coaches just need, managers need to make sure that they're giving their guys proper amount of rest throughout the season. Run a rotation as best you can, but at the same time, don't be afraid to try to give a guy an extra, throw a spot start in there for somebody that may give him skip his original start, push it back 3 days.
Everybody back a couple days.
And that can do a ton of things for a pitcher, liven that arm up a little bit, take some fatigue off the knees and legs. A lot of times the knees and legs, knee and hip and ankle even, can be a reason you're dragging your arm through, and that can really lead to arm fatigue and other issues as well. So, there's a lot. It's such a long season, that guys need to make sure that they can keep their bodies in proper condition. You want to make sure they come into spring training and feeling right and in good shape, and hopefully moving forward, it gives them a good, long, strong season.
Sticking with baseball, how do you foresee Alex Rodriguez's return this year? Kind of a little bit of tension there right now.
Yeah, well, you know how I feel about the whole steroid thing.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of just between them and the organization. They don't want to have to pay him all these. Oh, they're going to pay
bonuses. They're not going to have a choice, and I don't see how they possibly could. And to be honest, though, anybody can say whatever they want. The Yankees are trying to play it off as, oh, woe is us. We got, they knew what they were buying. And you can say whatever you want. They knew what they were buying, and that's what they got. And they go down. They need to go down with their ship. If they want to trade him and pay most of his salary while he's gone, because he's going to hit those bonuses, and I think there's a good chance if he plays, he the way he looks, he might be able to go 2-3 more years. He might break all the records.
So you're thinking after setting out a year and being off the juice, he's going to come back and
that guy's swing is still incredible. He's extremely strong. And if they could play him more as a DH, maybe even put him at first a little bit, which, in the Yankees uniform, it probably can't happen with Teixeira, as long as Teixeira's playing well.
Right.
But maybe audition him at some first base. Now, this, like I said, I don't foresee it being with the Yankees. I can see them trying to move on away from him, but the only way they're going to be able to do that is they're going to have to pick up all of his bonus packages and probably pay 3/4 of his salary. But then again, for them, they might be willing to do that.
That's chump change for them, you know. And what other team's going to want to take on that baggage,
I think there are some teams.
Think so?
I think so.
Well, maybe,
if he's clean, winning heals all. I think a guy that's about ready to put up 760 home runs, I think people are going to come out and see him.
You think he's going to put up 60 home runs?
I think he could be up there towards 760 before his career's over, if he's playing every day. If he's got to be able to play.
Well, see, I don't know that body's going to allow him to. Yeah, how old is he? 30.
He's 38.
38, 39.
Yeah.
40. Jim says maybe 40.
Yeah, if he can stay in the American League and be a DH / I don't see it holding up as a third baseman. No,
I just don't see him playing every day, and I don't see him putting up those numbers just because.
I would rather him, as a baseball fan. I would rather him not. I'd rather him not pass Willie Mays.
Well, I don't see that, but what do I know?
Yeah.
Not much.
It's right around the corner here. I think he's 7 home runs away from Mays, if I'm thinking.
Well,
right.
He's going to do that, but
he what did he put up last year in a very limited or
he didn't put up anything last year.
But in a very limited amount of games with his injury and everything, I mean, he put up pretty strong numbers. He can still hit 30, 40 home runs in a season, I think.
All right. You heard it right here.
I don't see it. I don't, unless the Yankees trade him, I don't see him playing that much, though.
All right. All right, well, let's take a commercial break. We come back, we'll talk. We got some local basketball going on today around town, all the gyms. Pretty big deal. Phone lines are open, 737-3791. Maybe we'll come back with a trivia question for a free pizza here. So stay tuned. You're in the Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM.
More cowbell.
More cowbell.
Fellas.
We need more cowbell.
I got the fever. The only prescription is more cowbell.
Cowbell. Good commercial there, Jake.
Jakes.
That's a good commercial.
We're back.
Or should I say Hans?
Honk.
Where were you from?
I was honk.
You're a honk?
And Frank. And we hit you up.
That was good. That was back in the day.
Yeah, that little throwback Thursday action there. That's kind of fun stuff.
Chicago sports have taken a big hit this week, Jake.
Oh, goodness.
Big hit. It's almost depressing.
Man. To be honest, it's very depressing. I was starting to get back into the NBA groove. I mean, I was starting to enjoy some NBA basketball.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what they do.
Well, he had his surgery yesterday.
They're saying 4 weeks, what?
4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you go out and there's some guys out there that can fill in.
Who's the guy they had a couple years? Nate Robinson.
He's not even on a team.
There was talks of trying to bring him back. And this is me talking out loud. What about trying to get Sneal some more time and trying to run Butler as your guard, kind of like the Bulls in the late '90s when they kind of had a hybrid point guard with Jordan and I can't even think of the other guy's name, but Harper. Yeah, how they did with them, much bigger team that way. But boy, that was an effective way of doing it. And you had a stronger, bigger guards guarding people, easier rebounds and everything. And I don't know. I was kind of thinking through scenarios the other day, and that was the one that came to my head. That was like, maybe this would work.
Well, it would work if he was healthy. He just went out the other night with an ankle, Jimmy Butler. Gasol's out. He didn't play last night, or he's not playing tonight.
Yeah.
Their whole season has been just riddled with injuries. And for Derrick Rose to have another meniscus tear, that's his third surgery.
And I don't know if he's coming back. They're saying he's coming back 4 to 6 weeks, and he'll be back for the playoffs.
He might be back, but he's not going to be back.
Last year he wasn't.
No.
I mean, same injury, and it happened much earlier in the year.
Yeah. So
he said he just didn't feel like his legs were under him.
Well,
no, maybe how close is this coming to be the end of his career?
Could be very close. Even if it's not the end of his career, it's not the Derrick Rose of the past, and it never will be. It won't be that 2011 MVP year. That Derrick Rose is gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah.
So it's just going to be game manager Derrick Rose out there controlling the offense, not that powerful explosiveness to the hoop.
How's he going to be on defense? Can you think can be able to be a lockdown defender?
Doubt it. And Coach Tibbs, this could be the end of his Chicago Bulls run, because he's all about defense, and they're not playing defense, and it's just been their window is slowly closing.
Yeah,
quickly closing, I should say, because they built this team. They were supposed to win the East. It was their year.
This looked like their year to possibly win it all.
Right.
And
not saying that they can't, because they did win the other night without some pieces, but a lot of things have to happen. They're going to have to sign. Paxson says they're not going to go out and sign anybody big. You're going to have to go in, because Aaron Brooks can't do it. He's a backup, but he is a backup. He's not an every night player.
Yep.
They're going to have to find somebody. Gasol's having one of the best years that he's ever played. They have the pieces
since he was in Memphis, right? Yeah.
And you got
Joe Keem's getting healthier.
Yeah,
he's been
Dodge
hurt all
Gibson's
year.
he was hurt the other night.
Yep.
It's just I don't know.
Kind of playing with some dead legs.
I think they've only played maybe 18 or 19 games together as a team with no injuries.
Yep.
And that's so Tibbs hasn't really been able to find that rotation, that lineup, that everyday lineup to where how to work that. But it's been kind of depressing, and it stinks for them. Another big hit that Chicago took, Patrick Kane. Broke his collarbone, dislocated his shoulder. I'm not really for the Blackhawks. So he's going to be out probably 8 to 10 weeks.
Yeah, that's going to push him right to playoffs, too.
The Blackhawks, they have made a couple moves. They have traded for a couple players to kind of try to fill. You can't fill his, you can't just take over for Kane because he's just in a league of his own. But they're trying because, they're right there. They still have the pieces. They still have the same talent around. But that's a big hit for the Blackhawks.
Oh, yeah. I completely agree. I'm not a big hockey fan. I think everybody that listens to the show is not. But at the same time, it is a lot more fun when hockey's going on and the Blackhawks are playing well and St. Louis Blues are playing well. And it's just that time of year. You're getting through to where all the teams are ramping up for the playoffs, and you're seeing the injury bug hit. A lot of these guys are a little overextended.
All right, I might have to go solo here, Jake. You got some customers rolling in here wanting to buy some furniture.
I open the doors, and this is what happens.
Maybe you should start opening earlier. You'd have a free a whole warehouse full of customers.
Now you're going to start lecturing.
People do wake up before 10 o'clock.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
There's rumors of that not happening.
No, it's true. People do. But right. A big hit for Chicago. How much time we got left here?
5-10 minutes, no big deal.
Yeah, well, they can wait. They let them browse.
They got to check things out. Maybe take a nap.
Yeah,
I'm here till 5 tonight.
See, people like to come in and look around, and
like to feel the furniture, enjoy the furniture, love the furniture.
They don't want you to say, "Hey, I can help you." This is good. They'll if they see something, they'll.
Hey, at Jake's Furnishings at Lincoln, Illinois, we're laid back, and you can be too. Just stop in before 10 o'clock, and we'll let you lay it around on anything you want.
Anything. I'm not even going to try to do the voice because
that's what it takes.
Yeah. We got some basketball going on around the community today, Jake. The John Welsh tournament, the junior high puts on. Over 160 teams from around all over the place coming in, I guess, and utilizing every gym in town.
It's a cool deal, man. Yeah. I've got friends from Decatur that are texting me, asking me how to get to certain places and whatnot. And, that's pretty cool. And I got a friend from Bloomington that's coming down to watch a grandson play. So, pretty cool deal, man. You're bringing a lot of people into Lincoln, and it's in honor of one of the great coaches from Lincoln's history,
Absolutely.
And one of our great teachers, I should say, as well. Even
great
more
person in whole.
Yeah,
all around. But all the hotels are booked. It's good for the community, good for the economy.
Yeah.
And, maybe some of them will swing in here.
I will tell you, today is one of them days that the McDonald's and all these restaurants – if you're going for lunch or something, go early.
Yeah. Well, it's an all day event, and then I think it even runs until tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
those Lincoln people are going to feel like they're being pushed out of their places because there's a lot of extra people in this town this weekend.
Well, like I said, I got some friends from back home, Bushnell. They're bringing teams over.
Great.
And other teams just on Facebook saying that hotel rooms are booked, that they might have to stay in Springfield or Bloomington, and that's pretty big when all the hotels, because there's several hotels here.
There's several hotels.
Hotels in here in Lincoln.
And they're all at top of the notch here in Lincoln, Illinois.
Yeah.
Crossroads. Oh, boy. And we're cut.
Yeah.
Hampton Inn's doing quite well.
It's been kind of a smooth show today, Jake. We don't have Joe.
We don't
have Joe here. Interrupting serious conversation. We've been able to really talk about some sports deep.
It can be hard on guys
It could be hard on people when
not having a full
we don't have a
cast
full
here,
crew.
but,
Our
you know.
cameraman's gone.
Yeah, so, it's hard on Jim.
It's hard. Yeah, he's double duty.
He's double duty today.
So he does.
He's a good kid.
Yeah, he is. Oh boy. Before we go, there's always good deals here at Jake's. Anything that stands out? Where I know you got some. We talked about earlier. You got some new mattresses in.
We do. We have gotten some new mattresses, and we got our adjustable beds. We've reintroduced those. We actually have this model here, which actually has undercarriage lighting. So in the middle of the night, you need to maybe hop up, use the restroom. You pop that thing on. You won't be stubbing your toe when you come back to bed. It's got a snore adjustment. You push one button and it slightly brings the head up, and
right there,
it can relieve you of snoring. Yeah, I mean it's.
I think I might need that.
Your wife mimight need it. Yeah.
Does she snore?
Well, I've heard that you pull in the drywall.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't think I snore. I can't hear myself.
I was going to say somebody mentioned that to me here with my trip to Vegas, and I'm like, I don't remember.
What are you talking about?
At all. I slept like a baby.
I can't hear myself.
So, but no, we brought in the adjustable beds. We've reintroduced those. Brought to you by Bimco Bedding, Bimco, and also Spring Air. So we have a couple different versions of it. We have one here on the floor and two more on the way. Hidden about every price point for anybody that's been looking at them. We also have our full lineup of Bimco bedding and Spring Air mattresses. So, yeah, we can take care of all your sleeping needs.
Can.
And we're here to bum you up.
Well, next week we'll be we're at Joe Ryan Country Financial again. That's what this says.
Yeah, why not?
I think we just left there. But we'll go back.
Hey.
Anybody that has us.
Come here again. I don't care.
We'll be there next Saturday in the historic downtown Lincoln, and then we will be at the Mission Mart at 119 North Sangamon Street on March 14th. Be sure to check all of our, highly ranked and rated broadcasts
maybe we can
on
get
Channel 5.
Maybe we can get the student section to come in one of our shows and just be our backdrop for us.
Yeah,
be hopping around there. Might mess up with a mic and everything. That'd be kind of fun though.
That would be
fun.
like
game day.
Yeah.
But
they're very inventive last night, that student section. That was pretty neat. You didn't see it, did you?
I wasn't there.
My
mother and father were extremely impressed.
Yeah.
That's something I think I told Coach Al, I said, I think you have new season ticket holders in my parents.
Yeah.
They went to their first few games this year, believe it or not, and Dad's a big fan of basketball, and he loved it. And Mom's a big fan of everything that was going on.
Well,
so
good.
The band and
cheap
everything.
entertainment, Get out Friday, Saturday night, and
good time. Be one with the community. Get to see some faces you don't see every day too.
Exactly.
So, absolutely.
Some faces you don't want to see every day, but hey, take the good with the bad.
It's hard on the kids.
Yeah, it is hard on the kids, and when you lose like that, today it's probably one of the hardest days that they've ever faced. So. They'll bounce back, and Tuesday night, be at Mount Zion and support those kids.
Absolutely. That'll be a fun game, too, man. I'm hoping to take the kids to that one.
Yeah. Hoping?
Yeah. I got two little ones that are in sports and extracurriculars, and they all have events coming up that they're in preparation for. So, being a single dad, it kind of makes things interesting when you're trying to divvy up times.
Yeah, it does, and enjoy it now because before long they won't have anything to do with you.
It's flying by.
It does.
I'm doing everything to hold on to every moment I get.
And I remember when I was in those days, you have two kids in sports, and you're just sometimes you have to go one way and go the other.
And what you necessarily want to do means absolutely nothing. So
yeah. So enjoy it now. As always, we want to thank the Hampton Inn for the coffee, the pastries, the muffins, the paper, everything, and thanks to them every week. And thanks to all of our other sponsors. And without them, the show would not be possible. That's going to do it for us today, Jake. I think. What time is it?
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. We had a little bit of a late start, but you know what?
You can help me sell some furniture.
Yeah, I got nothing to do today. Maybe I'll work off commission or something.
There you go. Start working on that recliner you need.
Yeah, I do need one. I really do. But thanks for tuning in. We'll be at Joe Ryan Country Financial next week. Hopefully to have we're supposed to have Carroll Catholic in today, but they have games going on. We got Chester East coming up, but stay tuned and we'll have all that information for you. Hopefully get them in next weekend.
Good deal.
Yep. So thanks for tuning in. You've been in the Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM.
Good day.